What's up, YouTube? It's December 10th, and it's about 11:30 in the afternoon right now. And right now I'm actually on Bollinger Drive, and I just did a delivery back there behind me, dropped off a bunch of lagging. They're building a really big basement over here in the back, and I'm going to be driving throughout the Palisades today, doing a couple of deliveries. So I thought it'd be good to do a little drive-through tour update, slash ridiculous commentary. All right. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the interest rates. Today's a pretty important day. It's Fed Day. All right. The Federal Reserve is going to determine whether or not it's actually going on right now as we speak. Jerome Powell, J. Powell, is going to be determining whether or not they're going to raise or lower interest rates or keep them the same. So I suspect they'll be cutting, but anyways, yeah, we'll talk about that when I do a little drive-through, all right? So I'll flip the camera around, and I hope you guys enjoy the video, all right? Okay, let's get rolling. It's a pretty hot day today, considering it's December. I'm sweating. And I got the AC blasting right now. My phone that I use to record these videos has a tendency to overheat. It's on the dashboard. The dashboard can get pretty hot. So I gotta blast the air conditioner, which could impact your ability to hear me. Anyways, so right now I'm on Bollinger, and I'm gonna be making a left-hand turn right here onto Ida Street. And I'm gonna be driving to a job site just down the street, about 5 or 10 minutes off of Swarthmore Avenue. And then I got a couple other deliveries out there in that area. So it'll be good for you guys to do a little drive-through tour. Yeah, so let's talk about the Federal Reserve. Today is their FOMC meeting, and they will be determining whether or not they're going to raise or lower interest rates or keep them the same. I know there is a lot of eyes. Look at this guy. Damn, these guys flying around these goddamn corners. You gotta be careful, man. One guy drives like a snail, the other guy drives like a speed racer. Yeah, so there's a lot of eyes on the Fed right now. A lot of people don't like that guy, Jerome Powell. Donald Trump hates him. What are they? Too late Powell, right? He's too late. Oh, that was Arnold Schwarzenegger just drove by. If you guys didn't see that, in that black, it looked like him. In that black SUV. I'm pretty sure that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know what he's doing out here in the Palisades, but I'm pretty sure that's him. I know you can see him out in Santa Monica at the Gold's Gym, or in the Venice area. Maybe not so much Santa Monica, but Venice Beach area, where they have that famous Gold's Gym out there. But yeah, you know what? I suspect the Fed is going to lower interest rates today by 25 basis points, and the main reason for them doing that is obviously, in my personal opinion, going to be in response to a rising unemployment rate. If you turn on the news, all you will hear is these corporate companies doing massive layoffs. Whether it's Microsoft, UPS, whatever, Amazon, it doesn't really matter. All of these corporate companies are doing layoffs, and they're doing thousands of them. So, and that's not a good sign. That really tells you a lot about the economy. And with the more and more of these companies going to start fully utilizing artificial intelligence, these layoffs are going to become more prevalent. More and more people, whether you're a paralegal or whether you're a goddamn warehouse worker working at Amazon, they're just going to really start ramping up this AI usage, and it's going to attribute to a higher unemployment rate, which is why ultimately at some point in time, the Federal Reserve is going right back to zero. The question is when. So right now they're doing these little incremental, 25 basis points here, 25 basis points there, but it's not really having a profound impact on the economy. Everyone who was speculating that mortgage rates were going to get lowered and everyone was going to jump back into the housing market, they turned out to be wrong, because mortgage rates over the last year or two have come down from 8% to what? Their mortgage rate's like 6% right now. And nobody's buying houses. So that's why, Donald Trump can't wait for Jerome Powell to get out of there, and he's going to put this new Fed, whoever it is. Apparently Kevin Hassett is going to be he's favored to be the new, chairman at the Federal Reserve. And obviously that guy is probably going to be lowering interest rates pretty substantially. And a lot of people are speculating when interest rates or mortgage rates come down, everyone's going to jump back into the housing market. I'm not too sure that's going to happen, because prices are still at record highs. Insurance premiums are nowhere near going down, and they won't be going down anytime soon. Inflation's still really high, and prices are, generally speaking, going in the wrong direction. They're going up. I think that one thing that we could potentially see when interest rates go down is a surplus in inventory. More and more people will be open to the idea of walking away from a 3% mortgage as interest rates start to come down or get closer to that 3% mortgage. Right now they're 6%? And pretty soon they'll be 5%. That's only a 2% gap between 3 and 5. That's really not that bad. But I don't think that just because mortgage rates come down, everyone's going to be jumping back into the market. But I do think that more and more people will be listing their homes for sale. So you could definitely see an increase in inventory. And I suspect that you're going to see a rising unemployment rate going forward. It's definitely going to happen. You guys who have been following my YouTube channel for a while you guys know the way that I feel about Los Angeles' economy and where I think it's headed. I don't think that Los Angeles in particular has a very bright future. But I guess we'll see how this all plays out. Who knows? Anyone's guess, right? There's one thing that nobody really knows anything. Everyone's just speculating, right? You're just trying to make your best guess. Nobody really knows. One thing that we do know, with somewhat certainty, is that the value of the dollar will more than likely be continuing to go down. That's one thing that we can say with certainty. Our dollars will be depreciating. And over the next, who knows, couple of decades, pretty soon they're not going to be worth what they should be. And that's just, attributed to, the government continuously spending money frivolously. They just keep, instead of letting people fail, they just bail everyone out and give them a free lunch. It's in their best interest to do that. If they want to get reelected, they better be bailing people out. But oftentimes you will hear, this, we have an affordability crisis, and nobody knows what the solution is. Yeah, we do. Everyone knows what the solution is. The solution is a big, fat, juicy recession, which nobody wants to participate in. Everyone just wants things to go up, especially if you own those assets. If you're invested in the stock market and all of these assets in the Palisades you're buying, you just want home prices to keep going up and up and up. You want lollipop land forever, baby. But every once in a while, we go through a good old-fashioned ass whooping, and prices come down. That is what is required, unfortunately. On top of other things, an increase in inventory, and a decrease in demand. That will solve your affordability crisis. And it's not just in housing, it's in everything, right? This is one of the reasons why Donald Trump was elected, because people genuinely thought that when he said, I'm going to lower insurance premiums, that they were going to come down. But I'll tell you what, they're not going down. They're going up for me. My healthcare insurance is going up. My car insurance here in Los Angeles is going up. Homeowners insurance, you live out here in the Palisades, I promise you, with 100% certainty, your insurance premiums here are going up. They are not going down. And inevitably, that will be incorporated into the consumer price index, right? Those are major factors. Which is really putting the Federal Reserve in somewhat of a tricky situation. They've got a rising unemployment rate and rising consumer prices. If they want things to become more affordable, well, you know how you gotta tank the economy by, you raise interest rates to 20%, and I promise you, banks will fail, businesses will go bankrupt, and as a result, people's homes will go into foreclosure, and prices will come down, and that will solve your problem. But I don't suspect that the Federal Reserve is going to allow that to happen. Which kind of makes you wonder, you know, all of these people speculating whether or not these natural disasters like the one that just took place here in the Pacific Palisades is actually geoengineering. Home prices come down here in the Palisades, you can't blame it on the government, but you can blame it on a wildfire, right? So that's not out of the realm of possibility, I suppose. Although I feel, in my personal opinion, that it's a bit unlikely. But who knows? Who knows? All of this crazy shit going on throughout the world. Anyways, I got a job site right back there on the left. So I'm going to pull over right here real quick, handle this real quick, and get back to the video, all right? Just give me 1 sec, all right? All right. So I'm done with that job. Now I'm off to the next one. So getting back to the topic of inflation, right? And the consumer price index. I don't know about you guys and what you guys are seeing or experiencing, you know, in everyday, you know, but I'll tell you, there's nothing that I can see. I go to Costco and I buy all of the same stuff. I buy red meat, I buy New York strips, I buy yogurt, I buy eggs. I buy all of the same stuff all the time. And the price of all of it has gone up. Like, I used to go to Costco a year or two ago, and I would get 4 big ass New York strips, and it would be like $45. Anywhere between 40 and 45 bucks. I swear to God, I went there the other day and it was like almost 90 bucks. It was like 86 for 4 New York strips. So I don't know what the hell people are talking about. Inflation's not going down, but my healthcare insurance, that's up like 20%, and I'm in pretty good shape. I'm 35 years old, and I go to the gym. I don't have diabetes. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm in pretty good shape. There should be no reason for my health insurance premiums to be going up as much as they have, and my car insurance went up as well. I've got 2 cars. I've got a newer Tesla car, and then an older, beater car that I just drive to and from work. And both of them, the insurance premiums on both of them have gone up. Not by a lot, but still, they're going in the wrong direction. So I don't know, what people are saying. Oh, inflation's going down. Donald Trump says there's no inflation, none. It's non-existent. Jerome Powell's too late. He's wrong. So I'm actually really anxious to see when I do my taxes, the no tax on overtime thing. I got to figure that out. Because I work a shitload of overtime. I do anywhere between 10 to 12 hours a day, and anything over 8 hours is time and a half for me. So I make a lot of money on overtime. So that's good. I'm a lot of people voted for him for that reason alone. And now he's floating ideas of cutting the federal income tax altogether. I think people love that. They're tired of paying taxes and getting nothing in return, or having very little to show for it, I should say. So what do you guys think? You guys put that in the comment section below. What are you guys experiencing? Are prices going down for you? Because they're not for me. You put it in the comment section below. But everything at Costco I buy is going up. You know, healthcare insurance, automotive insurance, groceries, gas prices have come down. But you know, I have an electric car, so I don't really think about that too much. It doesn't really impact me all that much. But it can. I know. You know, oil plays a huge role in the economy, right? Especially in the freight industry. And as you guys are well aware, my thoughts and opinions about the freight industry is we're in a recession right now. There's no freight moving. Nobody's buying stuff. Freight is down, and it's down big. And to be honest with you, a lot of freight is dependent on the housing market. The housing market really plays a huge factor in the freight industry. When people are buying and selling houses, people are, you know, furnishing them. They're putting in new laundry, washer and dryers. They're putting in new hardwood floors. They're putting in new windows. They're putting on new roofs. They're putting in new carpet. They're getting new furniture. All of that stuff. They're doing new kitchens, refrigerators, and all of that stuff is moved by trucks and trains. So it's really, you know, it comes down to the housing market, really. There's so much in the economy that is dependent on housing to succeed. When housing does bad, the rest of the economy does bad. And right now, housing, without a doubt, is in recession. If you're a realtor, you ain't selling anything right now, or you're having a hell of a hard time, especially in an area like this. You're having a real hard time selling houses right now. And interest rates have come down. Mortgage rates have come down from 8% to 6%. I don't think there's been an increase in buyer demand from what I understand. At what point will you see buyers get back into the market? What are buyers waiting for? I think ultimately it comes down to prices. Buyers are waiting for lower prices. People aren't stupid. People know that home prices going up 25% in 3 years is not normal. People know that. And people don't want to be ripped off. So and you know what's funny? Even if rates continue to go down, it's almost like that's going to be offset by higher insurance premiums, because there's no way, I don't care what anyone says, you could be an insurance professional or you could be Donald Trump. There's no way insurance premiums are going down. And they're not going down for the foreseeable future. They are going up. And there's also a direct correlation between higher homeowners insurance premiums and the value of the home. Like, if home values are still nationally at all-time historic highs, why would insurance premiums go down? They're not going down. It's no different from insuring a car. If you've got a $10,000 car, it's way cheaper to insure that car than it is to insure a $100,000 car. It's no different from housing, right? And right now, housing prices are still at historic highs. So do not not expect insurance premiums to go down anytime soon. That's for sure. But really begs the, that begs the question though, what's going to happen to the inflation rate or the CPI number, right? Is the Federal Reserve's target still 2%? Because we're closer to 3 than we are to 2. If Donald Trump's, Kevin Hassett gets, to become the new Federal Reserve chairman, and he takes interest rates back down to 0 and inflation ramps up again, what do you do then? Reignite the fire, the inflationary flames. I don't know. We're in a very unusual situation, and it's going to be, the next couple of years are going to be very interesting. So, anyways, that's going to go ahead and close this video out today. All right. This video is getting pretty long. I suspect it's probably around the 20-minute mark. But what do you guys think? Where's the Fed going? Is the Fed going to raise rates, lower rates, keep them the same? Where are consumer prices going? Are they going up? Are they going down? What do you guys think? You put it in the comment section below, all right? And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you later.